Hi everyone, I'm just waiting for our home editor to join us, who is my boss, so I feel like I've got to be extra good on this. So we're going to start in a minute or so. Hopefully he's just joined Instagram, so hopefully he knows how to join on. Here we go. I can see him. Hi Alastair. Can you see the button to join? I feel like this is conversations I have with my dad over the phone quite a lot. Not that Alastair's old enough to be my dad, but here we go, let's see. Are you joining us, Alastair? Oh no, it says you're unable to join. Let's try again. Bear with us. This is the first time we tried this. I'll just send him another request. So while Alastair's figuring that out, I'll just tell you kind of the premise of why we're doing this. So one of the main things about Twinkl Home Ed is that we want to be together on our home ed journey. That's our little slogan, but it is also what we really try and hold on to. We feel like we are just a team together doing this. We're all home educators in it together, and we're just looking for different ways to connect, to embrace the community that we have and to learn from each other. So we're just going to start doing some little interviews on lives to get to know different home educators. Alastair, hopefully if you can join, will be our first. If not, I'll ramble on for 10 minutes. I can definitely manage that. So we're quite excited, a little bit nervous about trying it out because time is really, I don't think he can join us because I know time is really tricky for home educators. We're going to time these as 10 minutes. So as soon as I start asking questions, it's just going to be 10 minutes. We'll see how much we can get done. I'm hoping, yes, there you are.
Hey.
There he is.
All right. Did I mess it up the first time?
I don't know.
Me?
You said you were unable to join, so I don't know.
Yeah, they got that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm full confused, but very happy that it's worked.
We managed it, yes. Yeah. I was trying to think of what I could talk about for 10 minutes. It's like I'll probably say some things that they'll probably get me fired if I just ramble on without a plan. So I'm glad you're here.
You just got into video mode.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got all sorts of topics that you can talk about, Rach. You'd have been fine. I should have left you for a while.
No, my kids were pretending to be me earlier on a video, and it's quite humbling to see what they think I'm like.
So what was the key thing that they had to capture to pull off?
They just kept going 3, 2, 1, go, because that's what I do in my nature videos.
Oh, nice.
But yeah,
exciting. So lucky to have a YouTuber for a mum.
I know. I don't even realise how lucky they are.
I don't know what my kids would say I did if someone asked them. I think they just say, yeah, he works for Twinkl or something. Yeah.
So I did explain what we were doing, that we're just trying to get as many people, home editors, interviewed over the next few weeks or months if it goes well, and it's going to be a strict 10-minute interview. So feel free, if you want to just spend 10 minutes answering the first question, feel free to do that, but there will be a timer. It will go off, or my kids will come up and tell me that the time's up anyway. So we're just going to dive straight into it. Are you ready?
Well, do I get to know how many questions there are, so I know how to use my time?
No. Well, I mean, I've given you a few clues of what the questions are.
If I race through them and we get to the last question, I have to spend the rest of the time talking about that.
There are quick questions to begin with, and then just see how it goes. This is the first try.
Right.
Okay, you ready? I'm going to press start. 10 minutes on the clock.
Oh, so we haven't started yet?
No.
Oh, I feel instantly relaxed.
Okay, good. Yeah, you've got lots of time. So tell us a bit about who you are, where you're at, and who you home educate.
Yes, I'm Alastair. I manage the home ed team at Twinkl, which is a job I absolutely love doing because I think we're kind of unique here in that we're employed and we have the backing of a major company, like an exciting company to work for, pushing out in all sorts of different directions and have a mission to help educators. And then I get to sort of take charge of the direction of that for home educating families, which is a brilliant opportunity, really. So it's just one of those things where it's awesome to be able to help people as and when we do. And then anything we do for home educators also benefits us as a family, because we're a home educating family, as most of us are on the team, which is something that's important to me. I see part of what we do as sort of representing the home ed community a little bit within Twinkl and beyond, if we can. And so, yeah, we have 3 at home, a 14-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an 8-year-old who we home educate.
Great. How would you describe your home ed style in just 3 words? If you want them extra special, you can make them alliterative, but you don't have to.
That's tricky, isn't it? Alliterative. I mean, I was going to say something like chaotic.
Yeah.
Like, I wish we, I mean, we sometimes, sorry, just 3 words, right? Or explanation.
Okay, there's no rules. This is a safe place.
No, chaotic is definitely one, because, yeah, we kind of lurch from disaster to tragedy, you know, just on a sort of low level domestic scale in our family. Nothing's organized, everything's reactive. You know, we're always rushing around trying to catch up with a treading water position, basically, and our home ed approach, unsurprisingly, echoes our, difficulties with the rest of life. So, yeah, it's pretty chaotic. But I would say also child-led as well, because we do some stuff, but we definitely look to the interests of the kids to guide us, and when they do show an interest in something, we tend to jump on that a little bit as much as we can. Yeah. So chaotic, child-led. Is child-led too?
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. That pretty much sums up. It's survival.
Yeah.
And it obviously is. Like, can we get through the day? Can we get through today? Can we get through tomorrow with everybody having been relatively, occupied and engaged in relatively useful activity and fed and healthy and still alive?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound all that inspiring, does
it? Well, the next question helps. The next question is, do you have a highlight over the last couple of weeks, like a home ed highlight?
Yeah. So a couple of things come to mind. So one is, our middle son in particular has always been interested in sticks. You know, I mean, it's a common thing, right? We have a big pile of sticks outside our front door. He's always loved to pick them up and just twirl them in sort of, I guess, sort of majorette / karate style. Yeah. And just recently, we've found for him, or become aware of, a martial arts class where they basically do this thing. They get apparently it's almost like its own discipline.
Yeah.
And so there's a lady who's running this class who's like I don't even know what it's called. I feel quite ignorant, but she is like the world champion in this
stick fighting,
twizzling. Yeah, like, and amazing, like with flips and somersaults and all sorts. It's proper breathtaking. And this is like, it's just been delivered to us by the universe, because he's always done it, and now it turns out it's a thing.
Yeah.
And his younger sister, our youngest, is being caught up in it a little bit as well, and she's very, very difficult to persuade along to things, but she's doing this as well. So and another one is that same lad has been reading the Percy Jackson books recently, and it's his first ever book that's purely words, because he's done the whole Wimpy Kid treehouse and stuff like that, and he's really got into this, and he's just kind of like flying through them, and he's really got into ancient Greece as a result. So it's been one of those situations where I often hear and read about other people's kids, and they've just gone crazy on this, and they've just, we didn't do anything, and they've picked up this interest and gone with it. And sometimes I think, we're kind of waiting for one of those with our kids, because I guess if anything, our approach is we do kind of wait for those things to develop and trust and hope they will at some stage. And this has been, like, I think our first real example of that, because he's just got so into Greek mythology as a result of
Yeah.
this, to the extent that he's wanted to consume, you know, movies. And then we went to the library and he got a book and he just pored over it, you know, for a day.
Yeah.
And then we went out for a walk in the evening, just in the countryside near here. And he started telling me these Greek myths, and he retained incredible levels of detail and told them really nicely
Yeah.
as well. And I was just kind of like trying to keep it down because I
Yeah.
was walking alongside him as he was telling me these stories,
Oh,
but
that's
inside, I
exciting.
was just like,
Yeah.
yes. For me, that's kind of everything. Just that they discover something fascinating and just go with it. And I
Yeah.
think, if anything, that's kind of at the root of why we've made all the decisions and sacrifices that
Yeah.
we have, and why we're totally skinned, live in charity shop clothes, and all you know, wrapped up in that moment.
Yeah.
So that was
No, I find
brilliant.
that encouraging because I feel, yeah, I'm either toy between I'm so confident at this child-led thing and it's going to click and it's going to be great, or like how, like, where's my evidence that this is going to work? They're going to get to 16 and not be able to like achieve whatever they want to, and so yeah, that's encouraging. I'm looking forward to the clicking.
No, I feel it. Oh, now, at least as far as he's concerned, he's going to get to 16. And if he knows nothing else, if the subject of Greek myths comes up in conversation, he'll have a moment where, yeah,
And it's
he's.
surprisingly useful. The Greek myths comes up a lot, I think.
I mean, the stories are brilliant.
Yeah.
And it reminded me that I used to be into reading about them when I was young, which is perhaps why I, you know,
Yeah.
took immodest amounts of pride in it. But yeah, yeah, totally. And they
Yeah.
come up in cultural references and things like Trojan horses, and you know, you see it everywhere, don't you? So
It is
yeah,
my I'm stealing the show a little bit, but I know I'm not getting interviewed, but my highlight was we've been learning about Native Americans. So my husband's Native American, I am very white British, and we were learning about the colonization in Native America. And my 5-year-old came up to me today and was like, my ancestors colonized my ancestors, and it was like this moment that like I didn't get until I was a lot older than 5, and you're just like, oh, like this is like, those are the moments that they wouldn't have got if they were in school, I don't think. So it's exciting.
five,
Yeah.
5 years old.
Yeah, she's
That's staggering. That's that. If you think about the connections, see, that's what it is for me. Intelligence is the connections, isn't
yeah,
it? There's a staggering amount going on behind
I know,
the
it's
curtains there.
exciting. But I mean, she also does a lot of things, stories about poop and butts, so it's all balances out. Last
Yeah.
question. We've got 1.5 minutes left,
Okay.
so we'll
Okay.
go. Quick question: dogs or cats?
Oh, I mean, I would have said cats before, but then my wife persuaded us to get a dog, and we got a dog, and then I would have gone to dogs, but then we've just recently got a new cat that is so funny that it acts like a dog, that it's kind of actually perfect because it's both dog and cat,
Yeah,
and so I'm in the middle. Sorry, that's a
a cat,
disappointing.
dog person. No, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely team dogs, but not in my house.
It's cat.
Last
It's
question. So
cat.
it's Wellbeing Week over on our Facebook group. What do you do to keep your being well?
I need help, to be honest. I do, yeah, it's something I need to work on, but I do have some things that I squeeze in. I do run. I take the dog out and I run 4 or 5 times a week, just 5K, and that's good for me because it helps me feel kind of fit and strong and up for you know, whatever may come my way. But there are definitely things I'd like to do more. I've done meditation enough at some periods of my life to feel the effects of the benefits, but somehow never been able to just keep going and make it part of a daily ritual.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something that I would love to add to what I do currently.
Yeah, great. We have 4 seconds left. We did it. It's 3,
Okay.
2, 1. Yes.
Yeah. So that went quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got a good insight, I think. So anyone who's
Yeah.
watching, if you're interested in being interviewed, then get in touch because maybe it'll be you on the next 10 minutes. So just keep an eye out. We'll pop up every so often with a quick interview. And if you can share it as well, that'd be great so that we could get more diverse community of people being involved. But I'm off to have a meeting now with Alastair, so fingers crossed that goes okay. And I'll see you all soon.
Yeah. Will you end this so I don't have to? Because I don't know how to.
I'll sort it. Bye.
Thanks, Rachel. Bye, everyone.